just get a better sense of some of the updates that Paulo and Sam have been working on. Just to get a clearer idea on on what it means. I don't have any distractions today, and I feel that Ryan Reynolds could be a great Griff. I'll pass it to I'll pass it to Noggin.
Well, intentions, distractions, intentions sync up, see how it's going, and distractions none right now. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't, maybe how's this guy called? Michael Fassbender. So he kind of played Steve Jobs and was convincing. So maybe he could pull it off.
Oh my god!
And I'll pass to Sam.
Okay, I think that this guy at Pulp Fiction, I don't know if he is tall enough.
John Travolta?
Yeah.
That's a good one too, dang.
Yeah, good one.
Just mind-blowing.
that will be so mimetic. Intentions for the call, I think that there are two. If one is just preparing the demo for the community and see when we can do that. See if there are questions for the how it's done. If there is any question on any of the steps that we already have been doing. And the other one is if we talk about osmotic funding, because there was somebody interested in talking about it, if they come to the meeting. I think that Septi has some more information about that. So I pass it to Septi.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. Yeah, Danilo, he was working on Aragon, and he's living Aragon, and he wants to get in the XDA ecosystem, and he have like some voting mechanisms that he's interested on, and I was talking to him a little bit about osmotic funding. He told me like he's going to join the second half of the call probably, and yeah, and then who would be the Griff? I think he would be himself. I don't know many actors, so I go the easy one. He would be the representing himself. Yeah, the question was, Griff, who would represent you in a film? So I think you do yourself. I'll pass it to you. Intentions, distractions, and that question.
My intentions are to review all the awesome work, and I can't wait to. I just hope you guys have a great opportunity to show it off because it's super cool. And as far as distractions, so many DMs right now. We're really making the push for the Giveth launch, so it's very just huge distraction. So many pieces, floating around, but we're very close, very exciting. And
in relation to the movie, it's not any movie; it's the ETH movie.
The what?
Yeah,
the
DAO movie. Yeah, like who's gonna play you in the DAO movie? That's the question.
Wait. The question is who's going to play me, and everyone answered that?
Yes.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
John Travolta, Michael Fassbender, and Ryan Reynolds are up so far.
You got some good ones.
That's nice. Well, I guess if I had to pick, people tell me when my hair wasn't always man bunned and it would just kind of flow, people would tell me I used to look like Ashton Kutcher. So I would go with that's who
that was going to be my answer to that question.
Oh no! Well, here I'll pass it to you, Paulo.
So yeah, I think Ashton Kutcher is the best actor for you, Griff. And regarding the distractions, well, I don't like the Discord effect sound, but that's all. And topics for this meeting, well, talk about the work that me and Sam did last week, and talk about the community demo, and the final steps to launch the Commons upgrade. So I'll pass it to Bradley, I think. Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
sorry.
me. Yep.
Okay.
Thanks, Paolo. Intentions for the call, same as everybody else. Just review where we are. So excited to see that the finish line is in sight. Distractions, no distractions today. And I think we need to do some de-aging on this person, but Jeff Bridges, I think like dude era Jeff Bridges is the perfect person to play Griff.
I thought the same too.
Yeah, Griff has like a dude vibe, like from the Big Lebowski.
Hey, you just muted yourself.
I was just gonna say I'm honored. I'm
Thank you.
really
Of
honored.
course, of course. You got only flattering answers on that one.
Yeah, and both Steve Jobses.
All right, and I will offer. We just finished intentions and distractions. We have Delightful Abyss just joined us. I'll offer you the chance to join in with intentions and distractions if you would like. Otherwise, we'll jump into reviewing our progress.
Hey everybody, my intention for today is just to listen and absorb as much as I can.
Excellent.
Thank you.
All right. Are we gonna let's go to Sam? Yeah.
Okay, one of the probably we can start with Paulo, and then we can talk about the demo and the release of the Commons upgrade. Probably we need some kind of timeline. So probably you Bradley could do a kind of grant graph chart with the times and everything during the call, or we can do that together. Markdown, the HackMD has a very good tool for that, so maybe we can do that together right now. So let's start with the updates of the last week. Maybe you, Paulo, could explain. I think that you are in a better position because you have been finishing all the work.
Yeah, sure. I can take it from here. So last week, me and Sam were working on finishing the demo, and as you know, we publish or deploy a quick, small demo for the group, and also using the work that we did those days, I finished the Commons upgrade. So I think it's practically everything is wrapped up. So we also did, maybe I can share my screen. 1 second. Okay. So as Sam was commenting on the Telegram group, we changed the Commons upgrade to make it the most look-alike to the Commons proposals. So what I'm saying with this is basically we made a file with all the parameters that users can set up on a typical Commons config proposal. So the Commons upgrade takes all this and executes the script and the migration and all that. So yeah, I think it's better this way, and people maybe can understand better what it's going on. So yeah, I also spent some time refactoring the test. I prefer to put it all in one file. That way, it's also the tests are executed a lot faster. So yeah, and on regards of the internal demo, as you know, well, we have demo gardens and on all that. And I think the next steps will be to deploy the test gardens for the community and a test hatch as well. But yeah, that's the work that I've been doing last week. I also was working with Sam on finishing or polishing the scripts that we're going to use to do the Commons upgrade. So basically we have, like, for example, that a script that executes the Commons upgrade, and then a script that executes the migration, the token claiming stage, and the ABC opening as the last step. So yeah, I think that everything is quite ready. And that's all from my side. I don't know, Sam, if you want to comment on that or has something to add. But yeah.
No, I think that it's everything. It's well, actually, about the bonding curve. The contract is the new one, and it's verified in there. We found a way to upgrade previous. The demo is upgraded with the new contract, and it is not really needed because the new demo and the new upgrade is going to already be deployed with the new contract, but we also have this way in order to upgrade previous contracts with the CRISPR.
Oh yeah, thanks to the CRISPR, we're always using, like, the latest versions of every contract, so we don't have to make changes to run the test. So that's really awesome as well.
Yeah, and in case that you have an old DAO and you want to upgrade it, you can, or including you want to use a totally different contract that is not even published in the APM, you can do that with the CRISPR, which is something that we didn't know about that was possible. Which is may sound a little bit crazy, but it's interesting.
Random question, kind of on the side topic of this. Is it going to be possible for people to add the augmented bonding curve as a module to their DAO? Like, is like adding it to the Aragon App Store or something like that? Is that very difficult? Like,
it is not difficult at all. And actually, the article in which we explain the first article that we released, it's called a plug and play module for adding your bonding curve, and there is a CRISPR script on the bottom which you can use in order to install it.
Nice. And will it show up on the Aragon App Store? Like, you know, the little... No, it won't.
I mean, there is no Aragon App Store.
Well, sometimes you go into, you know, there's like in apps and there's like the little pictures, you know, you can add. Like,
I am sorry to... It didn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
It never went live.
Oh, really?
They wanted to add it at some point, but it was they never did it.
Well, I mean, there's like this app center.
There is an app center that you can see your own the applications that are already installed, and you can see some other apps that you see there, but there is not a button to install them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But it doesn't matter because you have the CRISPR and you can install it through it.
Okay, great. Thanks for clarifying.
Actually, the other problem that it has in NextDAI is that some applications do not resolve properly, and then you don't see the App Store in the App Center. If you go to install the apps, sometimes it doesn't work. This page is always working because it's a static page. But if you go to your apps, like on the top in the tab, in the tab that you already have, in the App Center, sorry, on the top, install apps, it happens with XDAI, and it always has happened in Nextdive. We think that it's because the vault or the agent have something broken that do not allow to show it here. And maybe we fix it someday. It doesn't matter so much, but because
No.
you can access the applications from the organization, and you can go through what they are in Block Scout. More or less, this is what you have.
Yeah, no, totally. And I think the move to Aragon Connect is really the way. Ow!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, sorry. Maybe I'm the only one who saw it.
Sorry.
Oh no, Nugget saw it. Seb saw it. But yeah, that's super, okay. That's super cool. And when we actually have the commons up, will there be like a augmented bonding curve on the side here?
Not on the side because it doesn't have a front end.
Yeah.
But if you go to permissions, you will see. Actually, if you can also go as well to the test one, and you will see the icon of the bonding curve. Actually, it's not a very good icon, but it's what we have.
The fundraising icon.
Yeah, it's a weird icon in which you see 5 concentric circles or something like that. It's just an icon that was used for Aragon Black.
Yeah. Where is this link to the DAO?
I will share now a script, a document in the cafe. And here you can see, if you go to it, you can see the different contracts. And in the internal demo, you can see the Garden DAO, and you can paste the address, as well as the other things that we have. And one of the things that might be interesting is on the top part, this timeline, that we can talk now about the community demo as well as the final release. Did you get it?
I missed copy to 0. Yep.
Okay. The bonding curve is there. It's weird that the other apps do not have anything. But yeah, the bonding curve is there, and it has the permissions to mint and burn tokens and all these things. We have 3 agents. The third agent is the reserve. The second one is the common pool.
So what is the extra agent? There's the reserve, the common pool, and then there's just like an agent that comes with the deployment.
Yes. We were thinking. Yes. It's the agent that if you want to have some extra tokens for the DAO that do not affect the common pool or the reserve. It could be like the normal agent of the DAO or the default agent of the DAO that you can have for, I don't know, minting NFTs, like that.
Holding liquidity tokens.
Yeah, for example. You could do that with the common pool as well, but
it makes sense just to not just have the common pool for one thing and another wallet for another. It makes sense. Yeah. Okay, and then so random things. First off, I love the migration tools. That's a beautiful one. The like little dove of people.
it's my favorite too.
Yeah, clearly the standout, the winner in this picture. But disputable voting is there a chance to change that to DAO voting, or is that impossible? Or something else? It would be so nice if it came up as DAO voting in the EVM CRISPR vote, you know?
Uh-huh. I think that it is not going to be visible at all, because people is not going to use this DAO directly from the client. This is the DAO that is used through the Gardens interface. And in the Gardens interface, you don't see the disputable voting, you see it as decision. Also, changing it would imply to use a different repo, which is possible, totally. But at the same time, I don't know if it will have a lot of sense. Also, you should create a new template. I don't think that it's worth the effort.
Cool.
It's not that easy.
That's fine. If it's not that easy, then definitely not worth the effort. The only place it shows up is when you actually vote for the hatch, like this one. It shows up here.
Yeah, but actually you don't see.
You don't see it. You're right.
It's a decision.
No, well, I thought that it came up on maybe where is it completed? On the DAO vote. Yeah, here.
Okay.
That's the only place that it comes up where I'm like, oh, people don't know what.
Is this garden staging has the latest commits on Gardens? Because the script is looking really nice.
Yeah, the script is that's what I was thinking.
Because the original script was a bunch of hexadecimal numbers.
What is that?
Whoa, that's really, really cool. I guess they fixed the rot spec. That's awesome.
Yeah, it looks so nice.
Whoa.
It looks so nice. Look at this vote. It's it does all of these things. I showed this off in the community call, actually. I'm surprised you guys didn't know.
I know that Gabi was working on that, but I didn't know that he finished and pushed the commits. So this is really awesome, actually. I'm quite happy.
Yeah, it's grants the augmented bonding curve the ability to perform actions of the role mint tokens on tokens. It's so great. It can mint and burn, and then it can transfer the agent's tokens, and it can, I don't know whose address this is. Is this just your address?
That's the old migration tools, the Hatch migration tools. So.
Oh, the DAO, the actual DAO itself.
No, the app, the migration tools installed on the Hatch DAO. It needs that permission to claim the token. But it's okay that doesn't recognize it.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. It's amazing that it recognizes all these other things. Yeah. And it's and then we're turning off the issuance module. It's just so clean and clear.
And they put a label component, so that's a permission. It's really cool, actually.
And it recognizes the name of the permission.
Yeah. I'll have to dish praise to Gabi on the Telegram group. Or everyone that worked on this. Really awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you remember how much time do we need in order to pass a vote in the Hatch DAO? It is 4 days plus the rage quit delay.
On the old DAO, you mean the Dandelion?
The Hatch DAO.
Voting or...
Yeah.
But we don't need to do that for our test, do we?
No, we do not. But I also would like to put a Gantt chart in order to have a clear vision on, depending on when we start, how much time we are going to need in order to upgrade the DAO. I think it will be nice to have it clear now. So the day that we want it migrated, we have to start 2 weeks before or something like that. Because we need to pass 2 votes, one in order to migrate the funds and the tokens, and another one in order to open the bonding curve.
Oh, there was an issue with that people is not going to be able to vote on the, because their tokens are going to be locked. Do you remember, Sam? We were talking about maybe minting some tokens to vote on the opening the ABC and doing the migration.
Yeah, we have to mint some tokens. Well, actually, that's something that we need to talk. We need initial tokens in order to create the initial votes, right? So if the tokens are locked, they cannot be deposited. It is something that we didn't have into account before because we were going to do just one vote. Maybe it is better to do just one vote instead of 2. But if we do 2 votes, one that transfers the funds and transfer the funds and the tokens, and another one that opens the bonding curve. If we do that separated, we can choose the opening price of the bonding curve because we only know how much tokens and funds are after the migration. The problem that we have with that is that in order to open the bonding curve with the second vote, we need somebody to create the vote. And I don't know who could it be, if there are legal implications on that, and all this stuff that we are not. We did not take care until now.
In the first vote, you can just mint some tokens, right?
Yes. Actually, we can have pre-minted tokens. We have to have pre-minted tokens because the gardens must be initialized with some pre-minted tokens, unless you want to burn those tokens and then mint them with the vote, which I don't know if it has any sense from a legal standpoint or not.
I think keeping it simple is fine, and Satoshi Nakamoto gets minted some tokens.
We could add them to the params JSON, the gardens params JSON. Like when you create a gardens, you have this JSON where there is a seed field where you put the pre-minted tokens account.
And
so, right now it's there's only my account there when I create the gardens, but maybe it'd be better to have other people in there as seeds. I don't know.
Can it be the deployer?
Yes, it can be the deployer.
Yeah.
So you just say my sender or whatever, and then set it up so it's an anonymous person who actually mints these.
Yeah. Okay. The only thing that I am worried about is that if that deployer do not create the vote, then the funds are locked forever. So I would suggest to distribute some more tokens to other people. So at least one has to create the vote.
I guess I don't understand. So,
In order to, if the deployer do not, for some reason, the deployer computer is crashed or some reason, they cannot access their private key. The first vote passes, but the second cannot be created. So that will be a huge problem.
But there's no, that would be before any of the hatch down money goes into the garden, right?
Not exactly. We could create the vote during the rage quit period. Something like that. So, but in the rage quit period, not even there. We need the funds already in the DAO in order to create the second vote, because this way we know exactly how much funds there are and how much tokens.
Yeah, we need them to calculate the reserve ratio based on the opening price. Right?
Yes. And this is something that we added. It was not planned from the beginning. The plan from the beginning was to open the... Well, actually, I don't know if we ever wanted to open straight away the bonding curve or have some... I think that 2 votes is good for this thing. It's like, okay, let's find the things in the place before we start.
Definitely. I definitely agree with the idea of 2 votes, just to like be certain, and it's a safer approach. It seems like a safer approach. I guess the challenge I have is this, like, we're gonna mint some tokens, and it's just gonna go to some random people. I mean, I think it's okay for it to go to some random people, a list of random people, or, you know, maybe we throw Vitalik on there or something, you know, and just like have there be like a set of people that are trusted or whatever, to do this, to get some of these tokens. But like, as long as it's the same, as long as the list is set, and then the person who's deploying it would send it to those people no matter what, you know, like, I feel like that's safe. They're not under any extra liability, you know.
Okay, yeah, the idea is that the people already has those tokens before the funds are transferred.
Mm-hmm.
And they cannot be changed. They can transfer them, because this is what is needed. They can transfer those tokens. They will not be so much. It's only if we do that, like 5 people, it will be 5 people multiplied by the amount that is required in order to create a proposal, which is 400. I don't remember now.
$400, yeah.
So it will be $2,000 in TEC. Distributed over different people.
Yeah.
And they could send it back to the common pool if they want, or the bonding curve or something like that.
They can send it to the rewards. They can send it to the laser tag multisig is where I'd send it, which is like, because the common pool is Raptex type, but there's like the laser tag multisig or the reward system multisig.
Okay, we can also use the laser tag multisig in order to create the votes.
Well, wait, maybe should we use the then that puts them liable. I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's fine to give them the backup, use that multisig as a backup. We haven't even made that multisig yet. We need to do that. I guess we haven't collected their addresses yet, right? But yeah.
Why creating a vote is something that can cause some liabilities?
Well, they're launching the bonding curve, right? They're opening the bonding curve.
They are only proposing it.
I think it's just like always cleaner to have Daotoshi Nakamoto do these single points of failure missions. It's just a safer strategy,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, but what
Yeah.
I would say is to distribute these initial tokens to different Daotoshis.
Okay, that's
Just
a good
in case.
idea.
Just in case.
So the idea will be to add all these people as seeds when creating the gardens or the commons gardens DAO.
Yeah.
Okay.
Partner wallet addresses.
Mm-hmm.
That they keep the seed. They keep the private key.
That makes sense.
Because I think that it will be the only. We almost had brick gardens with Paulo because if the vote fails, you cannot recover the funds.
Oh yeah, that's an issue we commented to Gabi, that you lose the stake because you cannot execute the vote, and because of that the stake is still there, and you cannot execute the vote because the script is wrong or something. So yeah, you lost the tokens forever.
So this is something that we want to prevent at all cost.
But these are you're just talking about the tokens of the like
the stake requirement that you need.
But why not just give extra tokens beyond the stake requirement to the deployer? Why do we have to send it to multiple addresses?
Because if we lose the deployer address, then if the deployer loses their address,
if
that
the
will be a huge problem.
If the deployer loses their address, then we have
will
to
not
just
have tokens to create
the vote.
A vote.
But
yeah, it's
the hatch DAO doesn't lose its money, does it?
The money will already be in the bricked garden.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's a just in case measure.
I mean, I will just send some extra tokens to the top token holders. And then as a backup measure, they become liable for sending it to Daotoshi Nakamoto to redeploy. But then they don't have to redeploy it or anything, and it's only a backup in case this very unlikely scenario happens where the private key of the deployer is lost.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can also send this backup to the laser tag. So it's already there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they want to be. I mean, it should not happen.
Yeah.
But just if it happens, it's the only way to recover the funds.
Laser tag is a great multi-sig for that kind of thing, I think.
Okay. So we will mean some. Actually, the other thing that we wanted to say is that doing this initial buy for a future commons, I think it will not have that much sense if you want to. The only thing that you are doing is to make a different initial bonding curve price and a different a different distribution between the common pool and the reserve.
Well, the big benefit is that the DAO itself in this model doesn't collectively govern its own token, like any of its own tokens. And so that's why the initial buy is nice, because it's like, well, the DAO can buy the cheapest price that it'll get during the token freeze. And
But
then it has
you can also you could also mint these initial tokens, because it's exactly what is happening. You are minting tokens, let's say, for free, because you are just changing the initial price and the distribution between the two vaults, and you have new tokens in exchange, but it's not doing anything else.
So in future versions, you just say, hey, we're minting some extra tokens for the DAO itself.
Yeah, exactly. That will be an approach that is easier to understand. What a simple way to explain it, instead of this other thing that, because you also have to think, okay, how much funds will be after we do this initial fund in the reserve and the common pool, which is going to be the actual initial price.
And so then in the dashboard, we would change it so that it's like, how many tokens do you want to mint as like a parameter for your initial buy? And then it gets collectivized there. Yeah, that makes sense.
We can leave it as it is right now. We already have the script and everything.
Because doing the initial buy, like the opening price changes a bit. So it doesn't make that much sense to have an opening price, because at the end it's not going to be that. But I think it's better to have the minting token action, like instead of buying the tokens from the
in the end, the opening price still acts as a floor price. Let's say that all the original tokens that were bought were sold, then the floor price ends up being the opening price, like the price that all the hatchers are stuck at, which would still be something.
Okay.
Nuggin, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say exactly that the initial buy and the tokens are not subject to some vesting or something, so they could be spent, and the initial price that gets set is the floor for the whole thaw and freeze period. Well, for the whole freeze period, and then gets lower with the thaw. But yeah, that was it.
Okay. Okay.
Before we keep talking about that, maybe I see that Danny is here. Danny, you wanted to talk about osmotic funding. I don't know if this is the best moment, if you want to finish this discussion, or you want to switch the last 10 minutes of the call.
I mean, as you guys want. If you want to discuss at another point, we can discuss another point. I'm just kind of like curious to generally mechanism design and those sort of things, as I have a set of concepts that I want to develop. I want to participate, engage more with other people developing other mechanisms and stuff like that. And then there is also some perhaps bigger plans that I'm hatching for a sort of DAO tooling venture studio or something like that. Anyway, I'm just exploring a few different possibilities. So I'd like to sync with you guys up on that, but we can do it another time. That's also perfectly cool.
Let's do one thing. Let's finish this call, and after the call, we can talk about osmotic funding, because osmotic funding is not really a topic of Commons Swarm. So maybe we can do after this call.
Yeah, in that case, because it's kind of like, it's almost 8 p.m. here. I haven't had dinner, and my girlfriend is looking at me angrily. She's not. I'm just going to send an excuse. But anyway.
Or we can do another day.
Yeah, if it's okay, then maybe I drop you a Calendly, or send me your Calendly, and I don't know who else is kind of part of that. But yeah, I would love to chat, but later on today is not the ideal time.
Okay. Let's do that then.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Cool. So I think you make a good point, though, that we're like near the end of the call. What are the action steps that we should consider for getting this out to getting a deployment out for the community?
We could we could we could do the new gardens and new boat like one day or 2 days for the moving from this demo hatch to the we can create a demo hatch, have this hatch boat that can be in a window of 3 days or something like that, and then we need another boat in which we are opening the bonding. So it will be 3 days more, and that will be the demo of the community.
There's the migration boat as well.
The migration boat is previous to that, and it can be 5 minutes.
So we set the gardens with a 5-minute boat time, and on the migration boat we changed the boat duration to 3 days in order for the next boat to take longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the community are 2 boats. One that migrates I don't know if I said that properly. One that migrates the funds from the Hatch DAO to the Commons DAO, and another that opens the bonding curve. And it can be 2 boats that we can select which days we want to have them. We have to take into account the rage quit periods and execution delays and all these things. Actually, the Hatch demo is going to be a normal DAO. We are not going to use the Dandelion voting. So it's a normal voting that does not have any other delay than the voting delay. The voting period. So it will not be a problem. The problem that we might have is the execution delay that gardens have. But we can make it into a time frame of 2-3 days, the things that you decide.
Does the gardens have everybody as a token holder for that vote? Or wouldn't it just be Satoshi? Daotoshi Nakamoto is the only holder?
The only holder of the initial gardens is the Daotoshi, or Daotoshi plus the laser tag. And then, when the funds are transferred, everybody who had tokens on the old DAO has automatically tokens on the new DAO, and they can vote, but they cannot deposit their tokens because they have them blocked.
They can vote, but they cannot create votes.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So Daotoshi has to create this initial vote for them in order to open the bonding curve. This will take some more time as well, and once this vote is executed, the initial buy is done at the same time that the bonding curve is open, and then it's already open for testing.
Okay, cool. That's super cool. So what you're saying is we just need to sort out like the timeline basically this week.
Yes.
And then like run it by the community.
Yes.
Do you want to have like a dedicated hack sesh for that?
Actually, if we can do that now, probably we can start with the demo tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, the idea is to know which times do you prefer, Griff?
Tomorrow is great.
But how long the demo should take, or
I mean,
1 week or so?
I'll tell you, in a dream world, the first vote in the hatch DAO would end at the beginning of the community call, and so like 10 minutes in, or something like that, and then it would the next vote could start during the community call. That would be the dream. Now, I don't know if you guys have that kind of precision or want to make that kind of precision, But that's if you're gonna ask me, that's my answer.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry,
Now I'm regretting to ask you, Chris.
exactly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you asked too. Maybe just say Thursday. The vote ends if you start it tomorrow. We have 2-day hatch votes.
Yeah, we can have the first vote for the soft cop, which
Yeah.
is a good place to shield it. And the second vote can start on Thursday, so it can be shielded in the community call.
Yeah, and maybe make it also so it can be shielded in comms. Just like don't make the vote in SoftGov, but make the vote before SoftGov.
Okay, yeah.
We can fill it all
But,
day Tuesday.
What about the hatch vote, the migration vote that we do on the hatch DAO? I mean,
Yeah,
there are 3 votes in total.
Yeah, so that's the first one that we would do tomorrow, right?
No, there are only 2 votes that has to be performed by the community. And the first vote that we have to do, Paulo, it is something that we can do today in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes period.
And then, so there's 3 votes, 2 votes that the community has to do in the hatch DAO, but then there's 1 vote in the garden that the community
No.
has to do.
There is 1 vote in the hatch DAO and 1 vote in the garden. 1 vote to transfer the funds and 1 vote to open the bonding.
And the claiming, well, we can do that, right?
Yeah, the other
that.
things are, even if they are votes and claimings and things, it is not depending on the community.
Yeah, there are only 2 votes, actually, so.
So we could do the hatch DAO vote
The hatch DAO vote starts today or tomorrow morning, and it goes all the day along, plus Wednesday. And Thursday morning until Friday, we do the other opening of the bonding curve vote. And during the weekend, the bonding curve is already enabled. That's the timeline.
That'd be amazing. And so, yeah, that way I could show the garden vote to the community in the community call.
Okay. And I don't know, that will be the demo for the week. I think that after that, we only need to launch it, and that's it, right? We don't have to do an extra...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, depends on if the community demo has like all sorts of problems that are large enough that maybe we want to, fix some things and we have to. But if assuming the community demo comes up with like golf claps, then we're good.
Totally.
Where can the community report any issues?
You tell me.
For the hatch, we use the FreshDeck service, but now that we are using, maybe we can add the same service to the. Oh, but that's for the bonding curve.
Don't even worry about adding a service. Let's just make a Google Doc or something. We can obviously there's issues, GitHub issues, but sometimes GitHub issues give friction. It might be easier just to have a channel in Discord where people can say what their problems are. Like we could say and they just add pic screenshots right there.
Oh, okay. The FreshDeck service wasn't that difficult to set up. Well, it wasn't difficult at all, but whatever you want.
Well, if you're hot to trot, then we can. But I would think that it would just be easier to tell people to put it in the Commons Swarm channel on Token Engineering Commons.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Are we talking about the small feedback button that was back in the hatch?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's easier than instead of deploying that and dealing with it, which honestly I feel like people used a little bit, but I feel like I did half of those, right? Paulo, did anyone else?
Yeah, sadly, yes.
So that didn't work. So like, let's. I'd say we try something new that doesn't have development work, and just sending people to a Discord channel and saying, you know, yeah.
Okay.
I'm switching off. See you later, guys. Have a great evening.
See you, Daniel. Thanks for jumping in.
Bye.
Sorry to go long on you guys, but I feel like we're just so close to finishing this. If anyone else needs to jump off, like no worries, no shame. So we send people to the Commons Swarm Discord channel.
Yeah.
And have them take pictures. And assuming that there's no big issues that we have to change, I don't think we have to do another test deployment. Unless, does anyone else feel that we should? Closer to the launch or something?
With the tests and everything, I mean, we will also test that in a forked blockchain, that everything goes through with the correct tokens and everything. So
I assume that we will internally test with the real parameters that are chosen, and just like
we're doing that right now. So
yeah, I mean,
we have the test prepared, so it's only about the community, the user testing.
Nice. And which parameter set are we choosing for
which is the top?
We use the Nugang proposal, the mathematic V2.0, I think.
We have this other one that is, well, we have a tie.
Wow. TEC Casino versus the $1 Gambit.
Well, we will check out it later, and the one that is on the top, it goes.
Oh no. Zepti's gonna lose all his tokens. Cool. So whichever one's on top of the token log. That's a great way to decide.
So it starts tomorrow. Actually, maybe we start it this night, depending on how Pablo is feeling. If not tomorrow morning.
Maybe tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Nice. And are we going to have like an airdrop of pest dye so people can buy into the bonding curve as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then, I mean, honestly, it might be better to show people what the casino feels like. Don't get me wrong. I do love the $1 Gambit for the $1 million Goldilocks Rogeny, but the casino.
You know what you have to do if you want the casino to go to the test. You know.
I never voted for it, so it's easy for me.
Okay, so we use the casino one.
No. We are tied to what we said.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Whichever one's on top. You guys heard it here. You the voters decide. Cool. Is there any other questions that would block the demo?
No, not about that. But when which is the time frame in which we will have the definitive parameters, and when do we want to launch the final upgrade?
Unfortunately, it's going to be delayed until after Christmas.
Okay.
So, assume we don't have definite terms because we didn't expect to delay it, but the parameter sets didn't feel mature enough, and so and people wanted more time to work on them. So the plan is to set the current plan is in this forum post. I guess I can show it here. Yeah, this one. And the plan, the current plan, assuming that we feel good on in about a week and a half for some final parameter sets,
Yeah.
then so like here that there's like 5 people who are happy to campaign for a polished proposal, then we will evaluate on December 16th if we can end on December 21st for the runoff, right? So we'd pick the top 3 to 5 on December 21st, and then from December 21st until what is it, King's Day? Like there were all these holidays that we had to consider, in different parts of the world. And the last one was Three Kings Day. Is that what it's called in Barcelona?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to be voting during Three Kings Day or
Well,
something.
actually, in Barcelona, it's called Magician Kings.
Magician Kings. Oh, even better.
Reyes Magos. Yeah. We have that too.
So we wanted to make sure that that there's like some time after all of that stuff is chill. If people are on vacation or hanging out with their families, we don't want to interrupt. And so the vote would end on January 13th ish, right? Assuming there might be, gosh, just like how the TEC is, they're fickle. We change things. Praise debate. Anyway, so we have to like take all dates with a grain of salt. But I do think that we would have the final parameters on January 13th.
Okay. I hope that we have. From the Commons Swarm perspective, I think that everything is ready for the launch. So, way better.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's great. And it's very well documented. This looks so cool, man.
Actually, it's not documentation. It's just things that we are using. They are just notes. But
Well, they're
useful.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would be really cool to have some kind of a notes doc like this published on the forum, basically.
Okay. Okay, so we are ready, right?
Yep.